it's not always easy to still have that self-belief in what you're doing. A lot of people would tell you that you need to believe, which is definitely true because if you don't believe in the plan in yourself, no one else is going to believe in you and they don't have any reason to. But it can be difficult, especially when things aren't really going to plan, is not going how you thought it would. And it just seems a little more difficult than what you anticipated, which is fine, like it's normal. It's probably the same for everyone, no matter how many times you hear that it's not going to be easy, it's going to be super difficult. You still think like in your head, though, nah, it's going to be all right. I'm going to get there. And I've experienced this, but what you got to understand is that like you need that belief in yourself and you need to actually believe, not just say like, oh yeah, I can do it, I can do it. In your minds, you know, no matter what happens, you're gonna pull through. Otherwise, it just affects your energy, and without even maybe realizing, when you're carrying out the things that you've got to do, whatever your dream is, you're not giving it 100% because in the back of your mind, you're there like, oh, well, like, what's the point? I may as well not sacrifice too much because I don't even know if it's gonna work. And what happens is the universe understands this and you don't get the results that you want. And then it's like you're telling yourself, oh well, yeah, like I knew it wasn't gonna work anyway. I knew it. But the whole thing of like the law of attraction, and this is something that I definitely recommend you start to like educate yourself about, because it's like I don't care what anyone says, is true. That the law of attraction is definitely a thing. Like the frequency that you're sort of operating on gets affected, then the things you're doing, the work and the sacrifices and the way you're sort of thinking, it all gets affected. Then the work you're doing is affected, and then of course like you get to the point where you're not getting the results, then you quit, and it's just this massive cycle, and it's very difficult to get out of that cycle because once you're in that sort of frame of mind of, oh well, like it's not going to work out, what's the point? The competition and everybody else gets super far ahead, and then you're just chasing, then again you get back to the point of just quitting, and then you settle, then before you know, without even realizing, your life just goes away and you're not really happy. But yeah, like the law of attraction is something that I've you hear a lot about it, like all the time. Everyone's always on about the law of attraction, but you don't understand how powerful it actually is and how true it is until you take the time to educate yourself. And this is something that I've only really gotten into probably like, you know, like the summer just gone, and not even too long ago. And without, again, like without realizing, there's things in there that you probably are already doing and thinking, but you you don't understand like the importance and how much it can actually affect your life and the work you're doing. But this all comes from sort of like the negativity around the things you're doing and the people around you. Like if it doesn't make sense to them, then they're not gonna understand, and for the most part they're not gonna want to understand because they don't they don't care enough, and deep down like they don't really want you to go out and succeed. And that's just that's just how it is, as you know, that's life. And it's sort of like a negative way of thinking, but it shouldn't affect you at all. Like it probably will at times, like anything, like people's opinions and like you not caring about what people have to say. It takes a bit of time. And another thing, like deep down, there will be a bit of respect there, because it takes a lot for someone to go like, you know what, nah, like I actually want to go and work on like my goals and my dreams, not just settle for this life that I'm currently living, like a life that right now you have to, you've got to do certain things whether you like it or not. I'm in the same boat. Right now I'm not working my dream job at all, but what I'm doing is I'm putting in the work, so then I can, you know, like live my dream life and, you know, create content for people and just make money through content creation. But I understand, like, right now I've got to make money elsewhere, and that's fine. But like what I was saying is, deep down there will be some respect there, like, okay, like he's actually putting in the work, but there won't be any support. And the moment you set out and you're doing it for the validation of other people, that's when it's all gonna, you know, like come crashing down. Because what you think people will do is look at you, go, wow, like, you know, round of applause for this guy, like he's putting in the work, he's working super hard, he's making all these sacrifices. But people, they don't care. They won't pay attention to what you're doing, and they won't give you any sort of recognition for what you're doing either. Like, no, like, well done, oh yeah, you know, like, fair play, mate, like you're putting in the work or whatever. That just, people don't do that, because they're thinking that shit, oh, that should have been me, that I should have, you know, I should have put in the work and made the sacrifices, because my dreams, they were sacrificed. Everyone has a dream, like everybody. I don't care what people say. People have passions and people have dreams. Just other people may pay a bit more attention to what their dreams are. Because no one goes through life just thinking, ah, well, whatever happens, happens, I don't care. There's something else they'd rather be doing if they're not living out their dream life. But yeah, you've got to believe it before anyone else believes it. That's just how this life thing works.